Seeing Red.
And now, tonight's story. People have a tendency to come and go in our lives. Even after they have left, their impact lingers. I bet you can remember a girlfriend or boyfriend whom you still think about, even though you've said goodbye long ago. What if you continued that goodbye, held on to a person so that farewell was only see you soon? Tonight's story, Shady Brook Shores.
It's me again. Adam. The waves seem so familiar, don't they? Well, I suppose the waves look different for you right now than they do for me, but the sound rarely changes, doesn't it? I had this all planned out. I picked out every word I wanted to say, but I can't tell where we are. Are we at the beginning? At the end? Probably somewhere in the middle, right? Probably. How's the weather? How East Coast of me, right? I bet it's warm. The sun spreading across the last remnants of snow and gently caressing it into water. Young buds now free to reach up from the soft earth and dream of the sky. You used to love my purple prose. Then again, you always loved the color purple. Purple hydrangeas. They were your favorite. I probably had a hand in that. I bought you a bouquet of purple hydrangeas after you mentioned you saw the prettiest ones floating in the water. Like a Monet painting, you said. I'm carrying some hydrangeas right now. They're not purple, don't worry. I never buy our flower anymore. I guess that's as good a place as any to leave it. My little message in a bottle. I'll leave a hydrangea on the shore. Maybe you like the color pink now. I hope you do.
You kissed me. Just a few minutes ago, you kissed me. We were at the New Year's celebration in the park. This was our second proper date, too. We met up at school a few times and talked during lunch. We even went on a date and got picked up by your parents. But this was the first time we were out in a crowd, in a public place. And you held my hand as the countdown began. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I didn't know what to do. I was just starting to fully process what was going on when you... Out of the blue, you... I expected your lips to be harder, honestly. They say men's lips are coarse, but yours... You'll have to tell me how you get them like that. Or is that another one of your family secrets? You think you're so sophisticated. You'd be right. But I would never tell you that to your face. You'd laugh at me and say I was too enamored with my emotions. You'll be a poet, I bet. Or a writer. At least a writer. You'll be Percy and I'll be Shelley. Ain't that a reference? But in all seriousness, thank you. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for walking me home from school. Thank you for asking if I needed any company. Okay, your head's probably going to fly off with how inflated it is now. I think I'll stop the praise for today. It's not like you'll hear any of this anyway.
Hello? Must be the wind. I thought I heard your voice. That would be crazy, right? Maybe I'm getting separation anxiety. You going off to college, me stuck in this town finishing up high school. I miss you. You'd tell me that I shouldn't. You're only an hour away, but I still miss you. I say it too much, don't I? They call it young love, but it feels more certain than that. We've been going out 2 years already, and I feel like we've just scratched the surface of our relationship. There's so much I want to learn about you. So much I want to do with you. Now, that I can't say to your face. That would scare you away for sure. Maybe you feel the same way about me. I hope you do. No, I know you do. I love you, Marie.
I love you, Adam. It's overwhelming how much I love you. I love you so much that it hurts to be without you. I feel as though a piece of me is missing. A small piece, but an incredibly important one. Without that piece, I'm nothing. I'm less than nothing. This is your first year at university. Last year was mine, and now you've left to a completely different city. Last year was hard. Really, really hard. I could barely make it through even with you visiting me on the weekends, but now you're in university, and I don't want to be a burden. I don't want you to abandon your dreams just for me, but at the end of the day, I'm scared. I'm scared you're gonna find someone else. I'm scared that you're gonna realize that you deserve better. I'm scared that you're gonna finally understand that I'm never gonna be as smart as you, as ambitious as you, as talented as you. I'm so scared of losing you. I'm afraid you'll find someone else. You couldn't come back home this weekend because of a test, and I get it, I really do, but I'm worried that instead of studying, you're spending time with some person more beautiful than me. I see you hanging out with Allison, and you tell me nothing is going on. You promise me that nothing is going on between you two, and yet I feel it in my bones that you're happier with her than me. I just know your life is better off without me. And it hurts. That hurts so much. I'm afraid, Adam. I'm afraid of losing the only person who's made me feel like I'm worth something. I'm afraid of losing my best friend. And I don't know if I could live without you.
I don't know if I can be with you. We've been hanging out for a month. We've been going to parks, having lunch in the cafeteria, kissing, and you asked me what we are. And I don't know what we are. I barely know who I am, let alone who we are. We're walking home together from school and you just stopped. Like, stopped in your tracks and blurted aloud that you couldn't do this anymore. And I knew, I just knew that you were going to say something like this, and you did. You said you felt guilty, that you didn't want to make out with me without us being a couple, that you didn't want to get hurt, and I know how that feels, and I'm scared, Marie. Scared of you and scared of a future with you. I'm so terrified that I'm talking to this stupid lake just to get my thoughts straight. And I want this to work. I want us to work. I don't want to feel like it was all for nothing. I really, really like you, Marie. I don't want to regret meeting you. That's why I couldn't give you an answer today. That's why I'm hoping by some miracle this lake gives you this message. Guess it's going to be pretty tough seeing you tomorrow, isn't it?
It's always tough coming back from university. At first, it's wonderful. Your family welcomes you into their arms and offers to take care of you. Instantly, independence falls away to 19 years of learned behavior. You relax, release all your worries. It's everything you need. Then you notice the small details. See the stores of your childhood change to a more modern aesthetic. Maybe that family restaurant you had your first kiss at is now gone, or condos now line the waterfront instead of bungalow homes. With each detail, your connection to this place disappears, until eventually the home you knew is no longer preserved in amber. It's just a memory. I don't know if you can hear this, Adam, but I'm having a really tough time. Even our date last night. It was lovely, don't get me wrong, but things were different. They never made the sauce that spicy at Al's. It was spicy before, for sure, but they must have changed the pepper or the amount of spice or something in the dough. It feels like I'm going backwards. I'm traveling backwards through time, except all the things I expect to be the same are different. They've changed so subtly that most people wouldn't notice, but I notice them. I see every inconsistency. Even you. I see you, and you're different. But you've stayed exactly the same. We've been together for 4 years, and you still talk about all your grandiose plans. You still hold my hand and rub your thumb across mine. You haven't dyed your hair or grown a beard. You still love jogging and writing. You still kiss me the way you always have, just the way I like. But it feels different, that kiss. It feels... Maybe I'm the one who's changed. I'm sorry for making this such a big deal.
I'm sorry. I haven't told you the reason. I planned on maybe telling you today, but it was our 3-year anniversary. You and your barrette, laughing over a slice of your favorite pizza. Sicilian. This time with extra spinach. You're becoming more and more vegetarian each time we meet up. Every second we're together is so precious because the time until the next could be so far away, so I couldn't bring it to myself to ruin our date. Hell, this is the first time I've apologized. It's kind of pointless, too. You'll never hear this. But I'll say it again. I'm sorry. I kissed Allison. It happened so fast. We were talking, drinking, and just going over who in class was an idiot and who actually had something to say, and we were looking over this beautiful river, and the city was so cold, and she... No, I kissed her. I wanted to. I can't lie and say I didn't. I wanted to kiss her and be close to someone because being away from you is too hard. We went back to her place because of course we did. I rationalized that the kiss was a fluke. She didn't really want to kiss me. She even said she felt bad too. We were adults and that would be the end of it. So we went back to her room and discussed our next homework assignment. We were learning about Socrates and the idea of truth, the perfect, pure truth, the final, divine truth. And we discussed it like adults, never once mentioning the kiss. And when we were done, I got my coat and I told her I had to leave. So I grabbed it, opened the door, turned my head to say goodbye. I want to say it happened once. I want to say that the alcohol did it, but I didn't sleep with her. I didn't. I promise you I didn't. I never even saw her naked. I didn't. And part of me doesn't know why. Part of me is angry that I didn't get the opportunity to. And yet part of me is glad I didn't. Part of me knows that I didn't because if I had, I wouldn't care about you. I would just break up with you the next time we Skyped. But I didn't. I didn't because of one very simple reason. I really love you. That's it. I love you. And just because I had a moment of weakness doesn't mean I don't. It doesn't. All relationships have turbulence. They don't say for better or for worse for no reason. Relationships are work. We work through love even when we reach obstacles. Even when we want to be with someone else. We work through it because that's what love is. Right?
I can't believe you. You didn't. You just couldn't. I don't even know how you did it. Are you spying on me? Maybe this magical lake really is sending my messages to you. How long did it take you? How many hours at that crappy job did you work to afford it? How did you juggle high school and a full job? And how did you even know I wanted to see it? And in the front row? How? You have to explain this to me. Did you go through Annie? You went through Annie, right? You had to have gone through Annie. Or Claire. Claire would have told you. Of course Claire told you. Of course she did. But Claire doesn't know either. Who, damn it? Who did you ask? Or maybe you just knew. Maybe you just know me that well. It's only been a year. 1 year, and I never thought I could ever get to know a person as completely as I know you. I know almost every detail about you. Every little detail about who you are. We're still in high school, and I feel like I've lived a lifetime with you. Don't believe me? Watch. You don't like salmon. You hate bossy people. You love romantic comedies even though they are predictable and pedantic. You love using big words in your poetry, but you never know what they really mean. You just use them because they sound right. If they sound right, then they are right. And you never think I actually look them up after I read them. You sleep in because you're up all night writing. You constantly procrastinate, but that's because your brain works too fast and your body gets overwhelmed. You don't think you're very smart, even though I've never met anyone smarter than you in my entire life. You say you hate yourself, but you're actually scared of what you really feel and really want. You get angry at yourself because you like the attention, but not in an obnoxious way. You want attention from the world to prove you exist. And I know that you love me. And I love you too. I want to marry you. And don't take that lightly. I want to marry you. Those are big words, Adam. If you asked me right now, I would say yes. I would say yes because then it gives me a reason to avoid university and stay with you. And part of me hopes you'll come with me and we will get married and life will be perfect. But I know you'll find somewhere else. Somewhere better. In a big city, too. I know because I don't want to go to my university either. I only did it because Claire is going. It's not what I want to do, but it's easy. It's easy and it's exactly what I deserve. I'm not ambitious like you, so I don't deserve to go somewhere amazing. And it's not like I could afford it either. You have your parents. I have half of that. I need an answer, okay? If you hear this, I need an answer. You don't just get me tickets to my favorite opera. You just don't. Especially when I've never told you. That's not fair. We do things equally in this relationship. And I'm not sure how I'm going to make you happy.
I don't know how to make you happy. Long distance is tough. I get it. No, really, I understand. Every time you separate, it becomes harder, but I'm trying. I expected to see you today. We planned for it, didn't we? We made a plan and decided to stick with it. So what happened? Why all of a sudden do you need to go off and spend time with your friends? And why are you still in that lifeless university town? Don't you want to do something with your life? That's harsh. I didn't mean it like that. It's just... We took a break, right? You needed some time, and that makes sense. It's 5 years. Of course we would need a break eventually. But this was supposed to be our time. This was supposed to be the time we connected and saw each other again, and this was supposed to be the time I won you back. Because I have to win you back. I have to. I can't... I stand here watching these waves, and I just don't know what I'm going to do without you. I've stopped meeting up with Allison. Ever since we kissed, it hasn't been the same. That relationship is over. Okay? I chose you. So why do I feel you know even when I never told you? This place. This town is a leech. It takes and takes. All that remains are old shops that try and be hip and cool, but only attract retired boomers. And while I chose to go to a big city and make an exciting life, you chose somewhere safe. Why wouldn't you want to join me? Why can't we live together when you're done university? This is your last year, after all. I just want to be with you. That's all I want. I would give up anything for that. Why don't you feel the same? Why do I feel like each time we see each other, it might be the last? I can barely remember how we were in the beginning. Once, I could tell when something was wrong with you. Now I don't even know how you're doing. Part of me is afraid to ask.
How are you? I hope you're doing well. I haven't heard from you in a while, not since... Well, I'm just here seeing my family, a quick pit stop. Jared hasn't met them yet, so I thought it would be a good idea since we were passing through. He's just getting gas. I told him to drop me off here. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is stupid. Let's start at the beginning, then. 5 or so years ago, we met, and life was perfect. It was everything I wanted it to be. You were my first... Well, everything. And it was exciting and new and full of joy and perfect. And it was temporary. I miss you, and I don't. I miss the times we had, but I don't miss the times we would have had. I'm mourning the past, not the future. The future is brighter now. Happier. Don't you feel it too? I hope you do. Because I care about you. I do, Adam. I wouldn't be standing on this shore again if I didn't. I wouldn't be forcing myself through all these memories if I didn't want to reach you. If I didn't hope you'd read this message in a bottle. They call this town Shady Brook Shores. They say it's because the willow trees have grown so tall over the years that they have bent over the beaches and cast their shade. But I think there's magic here. There's a force that brings people together. Why else do so many people walk along these shores and stare at the waves? You always hated the idea of magic. Magic is just science we don't understand, you'd say. But after us, after all our time together, I found that magic again. That spirit I must have lost when I first met you. I hope you find it too, Adam. I don't regret any of it. Not a single second, and I hope you don't either. I hope you can remember how it began and not how it ended. There's my ride. So I guess this is it, huh? It's the final goodbye. Or maybe it's hello. Where are you taking me?
Now that would ruin the surprise if I told you, right?
Well, I want to know now.
No. You're not allowed to take off the blindfold.
It's better not take long, Adam. I've got a test from Mr. Stanforth tomorrow, and if I fail...
I've had him. He's an easy marker.
You're in grade 10. Everything is easy.
Not for us AP kids. We have to work tirelessly.
Blah, blah, blah. I've taken a couple of AP courses too, you know.
2 courses does not equate to the full AP experience.
Tell me again why I agreed to hang out with you.
Well, we were walking home and you said you had nothing to do tonight.
I thought this would only take an hour.
If the buses lined up, it would have...
It's been 3.
Semantics. Anyway, my dad said he'd pick us up after.
Wait, your dad?
Yeah. Is that a problem?
It's fine. I just didn't try that hard today.
Nonsense, you look great. Okay, now take off the blindfold in 3, 2, 1. What do you think?
The sunset. It's so...
Beautiful, right?
Last time I was down here... God, it must have been 6?
I come down here whenever I can. There's something about this view that's so...
Magical.
That's one way to look at it.
Look at that.
What?
In the water. Look! A pink hydrangea.
I can't see it.
It must have floated away.
Maybe a wave got it.
Maybe. It looked like a Monet painting. The way the sun was shining on it. I can't believe there was one just floating there. I can only find hydrangeas in stores. To see one floating.
You like hydrangeas?
They're my favorite. The only thing that would have made it better was if it were purple.
I bet.
What are you looking at?
I guess I'm just looking at you.
Why me?
Because I guess I've never had a chance to just look at you. You're beautiful, Marie. There's my dad. Early as per usual. Well, I guess that means it's time
Wait. Just... let's wait here. Just for a second.
Why would we do that? We have our whole lives ahead of us, don't we?
I guess we do.
If I thought to tell you that you were all my life, baby, I would feel darker.
You sure better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
I couldn't find the light.
That's so long. I'm gonna be away from it.
If you stay here, show me the way to forget you and walk away.
And if you step into his world with his sign, you will see him completely change into a beautiful, exciting world of fantasy.
This has been Shady Brook Shores. In the cast was Sam Tomlinson as Adam and Rita McCann as Marie. The story was created and edited by Liam Armstrong, produced in association with WSJU Radio. If you managed to catch this broadcast, let us know if you received it. For the complete 90-minute broadcast, tune in Tuesdays from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on the TuneIn app. Just search for WSJU Radio, The Voice. You are listening to Each Other's Embrace by Julia Battencourt and Santiago Mayorga.
Wanted the pain to end. It's difficult to accept change when I still feel the same. Should I stop writing about you now? Am I pulling the demons within me out? Am I hurting you now? I'll never mean to feel you falter and accuse me.
That's so long. I'm gonna be away from it.
If you stay here, show me the way to forget you and walk away. Tell me we'll be okay without each other's embrace.
Are you seeing clearly now?